no, I'm cutting my head off. Oh, I hate that. Hello, hello, hello. Howdy. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Why am I so quiet all of a sudden? I'm never that quiet. I don't know. Right. Let me get this up so I can see comments. Live. Okay. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. How is everyone? Move my teaching stuff. I don't know. Down here. Hi. Hi, Ponderous Pros. Thanks for keeping me coming at work. Yay. No problem. I love it. How is everyone? It's Monday, right? Today's Monday. So happy Monday. I hope everyone had a great new year. Happy New Year. Here we are in 2022. That sounds so weird to say. Hi, Kay. And Sonia and Jackie and Sacred Wellness and Sonia. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Deb. So it's 2022. So happy New Year, first of all. I hope everyone's New Year went well. Mine was okay. I was going to say, I think I was asleep before the New Year, but actually I wasn't. I do distinctly remember leaning over and going, Happy New Year, Peter. But I was pretty close to out by then. It's funny. The older you get, not that it's not a big deal, but the older you get, the more you're like, yeah, that's nice. Another year. Hi, Brandon. So I wanted to come on for a couple reasons. First of all, I kind of just wanted to say hello to everyone. I've been writing up some of my teaching stuff all day, getting ready for tomorrow's class. Hello, Bubba. See, now I'm going to have to move this stuff over here. I'm getting ready for tomorrow's class. Here, I'll move this stuff so you can come sit down if you want to. And I have been getting my teachings together for the circle teachings. I've been working on that a lot today. And so I just kind of need to unwind and set some stuff down that my brain has been focused on today. And for me, one of the easiest ways to do that is to come out and say hello and to show a deck and see how everyone is and all that stuff. So here we are. I did put 2 polls up in the Facebook group. And so I figured I'd start out by showing the top tarot deck and the top oracle deck that everyone wanted to see first. And then I'll just kind of erase that deck. Come on, Bubba. Come on. Ty, come on, baby. Come on. I know you're camera shy. I'll kind of erase that deck and when we're done with that one and move on. I didn't win the Powerball. I didn't. Boo hiss. Which sucks, but it's all right. We'll get to the commune either way. Yes, there is 2 polls in the Facebook group. One of my teachers has COVID. Oh, yuck. Feeling good so far? Good, Kay. Well, I will send you good non-COVID energy. Bob and I are commune shopping. Yay! Well, let me know. I am in. I am in. Hi, Jess. So I put that poll up and I figured I would kind of show the top 2 contenders. Anyway, the tarot deck and the oracle deck that got the most votes to start out with, and then I'll erase them and kind of reset and start again. I know it's a little overwhelming because there's so many decks in there. When I looked at it, I thought, oh my God, there really is a lot of decks. So I don't even know if all of you like read down how many decks I have to unbox. But I will try to do 1 or 2. Was it yesterday? No, it's still, the poll is still there. I'm just going to erase the top two because we're going to do those tonight. And then, so as I do them, I'll erase them off the list. And then that'll give us more choices, hopefully. So let's start with that. I'm going to start with the top tarot deck that people wanted to see. And this had, let me see. Oh gosh. Now I don't know how to find the stuff that I want anymore. Oh, yes, I do. Here we go. Nope. No, I don't. Announcements. Where the fuck are my announcements? Discussion. I can't. Oh, wait. Unread announcements. Here we go. Wait. See all. Here we go. I know. I miss everyone too. It seems weird to not see everyone. Okay, so in the tarot deck pull, this deck, the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, this had 16 votes. This was the top deck, so I'm going to show that deck first. And then the top, oh, because that wasn't an announcement. Damn it. Hold on. The top Oracle deck was this one, the Celtic Shamans pack. And this had 11 votes for the top. And then I'll erase these two off of there. And so if you guys want to vote, you can vote more than one deck to see which deck you want to see next. Then I'll try to do the ones that people are interested in. This is a deck that was, I think it started on Kickstarter. I know it was an independent deck. It came out on Amazon recently. I'm going to look it up. And I like this kind of a deck. It is Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. It is a Rider-Waite-Smith based deck, so that's good. It's also what they call a collage deck. And I actually like collage decks. I didn't think I was going to like collage decks because aesthetically, I don't know, aesthetic-wise, they might not be my favorite look of a deck. But I actually really like the way collage decks seem to read. And there's a lot to look at, so that if you're trying to read with it, it gives you some more context to look at. So like there's lots of different things that you can see in a reading that you might not catch the first time you look at it, or the second time you look at it, or the third time you look at it. It gives you some other kinds of symbols to look at that. I heard Earthly Souls and Spirits will be mass market this year. Yay! Oh, that would be great. That's that. And Anatarian's deck are my two favorite oracles. Earthly Souls and Spirits and Oracle of Echoes are my two favorite oracles. So, yay. It would be nice. I would like to have a second copy of that to back it up. So here is the link for this deck. This is the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. It came out mass market wise in October. And the link I just posted, if you use that link to buy the deck, I get like a couple pennies or something. So if this is a deck that you decide you like and you click on that link, it doesn't cost you any more. Amazon, just because I recommended it, Amazon throws me a couple pennies. It's not a lot. I don't think I've even made it to $1 in all the times that I've been posting my links and stuff, but I don't know. Whatever, every little bit. So it is a hard box. On the inside of the box is the hands here, which is, that's cute. I like when they at least do something with the box so that it looks pretty. On the back of the box, it says, connect to intuition, delve into nature, cross the hidden veil, embrace the universe, unfold your myth. That last one, unfold your myth, is a saying that the creator of this deck, who is Lindsay Silverman, that's like one of her sayings. She says that a lot, and she like posts it up at her house and stuff. So I have actually started to, I really like that as a mantra. So unfold your own myth. I kind of have been starting to use that as a mantra. I got some new notebooks in today, actually, and I'm going to make some different notebooks as far as like inspirational things. This one, which I cannot read backwards. The best view comes after the hardest climb. Isn't that good? Really, I'm like, yeah, on those days where I really need some positive inspirational material, I'm going to write a bunch of inspirational quotes in this one. And I got, I love Van Gogh. Van Gogh is like my favorite artist. And so I got a Starry Night notebook, and I got this one, which says, in the midst of our lives, we must find the magic that makes our souls soar. So I like that one too. I needed some new notebooks because I have so many different projects going around that I needed some new notebooks. So, the creator, I actually like this book. You know me, I'm not into books very much, but first of all, it's black. The pages are black and the wording is white. And there's something about my little ADD brain that really likes that. It appeals to me, and I'm able to read it better. Maybe it's because I'm older and I can see it better. I don't know if that's it, or if my ADD brain just really likes it. But she talks about what inspired her to do this deck. And then she gives you a bunch of mantras in the beginning, which I really like. And then there's some spreads in there, some kind of basic spreads, and then the symbolism of the different arcana. She has like 5 or 6 pages about why she chose some of the things she did. And then there's no pictures, but she goes into a whole page on each of the cards. So that's good. All right, so that's the box in the book. It's a great book. The backs of the cards themselves, I like. It's the matte finish, which I'm so glad that the mass market people are starting to go with matte finish. For me, it makes the cards a lot easier to see. I'm not into the glossy finish. And that partly is because I do videos. I'm not going to lie. This, I believe, is reversible. I don't know. I can't tell if it's different, but it certainly doesn't look different, and I will never be able to tell if it is. I don't read reversal, so it doesn't matter to me, but it is what it is. I do love the matte finish, and I think part of it is because I do videos, but it's easier for me to read. My old eyes. It's a normal size tarot deck. It's not any bigger than like the Rider-Waite-Smith. It's about the same as the Rider-Waite-Smith decks. And like I said, it's called a collage deck, which the collage deck, it means that there's images that they layer on top of one another. And it makes it so that there's a lot of different symbols in there, and you can see a lot of different things. So every time I look at it, I notice a different part of the card. So here we go. The Fool turns into what's called potential. And again, it is what I would say is meant to be kind of a darker deck, maybe like a self-reflection kind of deck. But it's not dark in content, if that makes sense. But see the layers. Now, the floral and fauna in this deck, all the greenery, they all have meaning. So every time you see a different flower and stuff in there, she chose that flower on purpose. And I probably should have looked at this. Hopefully she tells us why. Let me just look. Well, let's look at this card and we'll read what she says about this card together. Our first goddess walks towards the edge of a cliff, seemingly unaware that the earth before her is about to drop. She is focused on the flowers, butterfly, and sun as she holds a bundle behind her back. Her companion, a wild cat, gazes ahead acting as a guide along the way. This is the beginning of a great journey, and one without expectation. Hope, folly, innocence, and risk may all be at play. This is an exciting time to move forward towards a calling, project, or relationship. Now is the time to take a leap and not be concerned about where you land. Instead of worrying about falling, think about flying. You have everything that you need with you. Abundance will provide. You have the support of the universe with you. All possibilities await. So she does not say what the flora and fauna is. I will say that when I looked at this deck on Kickstarter, I thought about supporting it on Kickstarter. I knew that the flora and fauna were chosen on purpose. It's kind of a little disappointing to me that that she doesn't tell us what it is, because I know that that was a purposeful thing. So the fact that she now did not say that means if I really need to know what this is and why she chose it, I'm going to have to look it up. Like literally find out what kind of flower this is and then figure out why she would think that goes with the Fool card. If you're going to say I purposefully put flora and fauna in there on purpose, tell me what it is. You already obviously had an idea of why you wanted to do that. Just let me know. Because I'll be honest with you, I will never go look up what this fucking flower is. Never. I'm too fucking busy. I would like the added layer of knowing that, oh yes, this flower's this, she added it for that. But you're lucky if I look in your book to find it, much less do my own homework on your deck. Not going to happen. So slightly annoying. But I can still appreciate the fact that I know there's extra layers of symbology in there, even if I don't know what the fuck they are. Does that make sense? All right, potential. I do love the potential here. That's awesome. I love the fact that the Fool becomes potential. That's great. Glossy cards tend to fly out of my hands. Me too. Me too. Starry Night is one of my all-time favorite paintings. Yay, Kay. I love that. Oh, and thank you. Who did that? Kay, thank you. If I could see it better. So what was I just gonna say? Shit. Something about, oh, Starry Night. I don't know if it has come around to Canada, but Vincent van Gogh's interactive experience has been in Buffalo apparently and is coming to Rochester in February, and Peter and I are gonna go to the Vincent van Gogh interactive experience. I'm really excited about it because I love Van Gogh. I love his art. So the flowers. Oh, here you go. That's kind of a close-up of the flowers there. We should all email her and ask her to do another book or a blog or something to expand. I know. I won't lie, that annoys the hell out of me. Me too. It really does. Like she specifically says, because when I read the beginning of the book, it specifically says, figures light upon mystical landscapes replete with symbolic flora and fauna. Well, if you meant it to be symbolic, then tell us what the fuck it is. But, what are you going to do? Okay, so the second card, here we are at the second card at 19 minutes. Whoops. The Witch. So instead of the Magician, we have the Witch. Of course, I'm going to love that. I love her look. The look of this, I absolutely love. And here we are, just like the Magician would, she has the Pentacle, the Cup, the Sword, and the Wand. They are all represented. I love, why is it a secret? Yeah, exactly. At least give me the name of the flower, right? Exactly, M.A. For sure. Definitely. But again, this collage look, I do, the deck, I mean. Oh, yeah. I do love that there's layers of things to be found in here. And I do love that every time I open this deck, I seem to see something a little different. I was going to say I'm late, but you're on the second card, so I think I'm on time. What, Joseph? You didn't want to hear all my pre-stuff? Yeah, so again, this is the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. All right, High Priestess. Again, collage deck, and I do really, the images look like vintage images that she has. Look at that black flower. Oh, that's pretty. That she has used and layered upon a bunch of flora and fauna. I love that the High Priestess is a horned priestess. That connotates like power, right? The power to reach through the veil. I mean, that's usually when the juiciest things happen. So, boy, I'm going really slow. I'm sorry. I'll try to speed up a little. Okay, Empress. Here's the Empress card. I do the I don't know how to say this. The aesthetic of this deck I like a lot. It feels kind of vintage. Not usually fussy about collage deck, but this one is very pretty and fetching. Yeah, it does feel very like vintage images, and I like that it's a little bit. It has a lot of the night sky in there, which I love. You know, having a little bit darker deck to it. Yep, me too. The colors. Yes, yes, yes. And I love that as we go through it, you'll see there's a lot of different races represented. So it's, ooh, look at that. Sorry. The monarch. Instead of the emperor, it becomes the monarch. So it is representative of a lot of different cultures, which is great. Love that. Do not inhale your own spit. I'm terrible with that. The Mystic. So the Hierophant becomes the Mystic. Beautiful. The color scheme really draws you in. This video is going to take forever if I continue to go this slow. So I'm going to try to speed up a little. Now, the first card that I was like, I don't know, is 6, which traditionally is the Lovers. And instead of having the Lovers, this is the Wayfarer. The Wayfarer. Oh, look at, I love that she has the third eye, prominent third eye. There's Jupiter in the background. Okay, I recognize Jupiter. The snake. I love the crescent moon at her feet. Lots of different layers of stuff to be found. Because there's different names to some of these, I can see where I may actually look at the book once in a while to see what they intended. To pass the choice, that's what I'm thinking. Traditionally, the Lovers. A goddess ventures along, alone on her journey and comes to a crossroads. Each path is illuminated by 6 candles, totaling 12 in reference to the astrological houses and the cycles we go through. A wayfarer is a journeyer, often on foot, and this means you are on a path where it's okay to go at your own pace. The wayfarer's right arm holds apples, denoting knowledge, and her left has a snake wrapped around it, referencing the union of Adam and Eve, but also how the snake gets undeserved negative reputation. This card offers the reader a choice to meditate on the ideas of self-love. The Lovers are the union of separated parts, and as a unit, ask us to find the wholeness of self, or our self with the universe. Jupiter, known as the guru or teacher planet, looms overhead. In astrology, Jupiter oversees our soul's journeys and the paths we take to discover our spiritual selves. All right, I really like that. I like that a lot. I can see now, having read that, if I'm using this deck, I totally would know how to read that card if I pulled it. So here we are, 7. 7 is normally the Chariot. Here it says freedom. And I can kind of see the crossover to freedom from the Chariot. I tend to think of it as control, the ability to control the direction that you're going in without holding the reins, you know, so I can see where freedom would fit that. And again, I love the animals that are in here. There's layers of animals. The gorgeous collage art. I really am liking the way that this deck looks. So next is strength. And we have strength at the number 8 card. I think the flowers on the full are hibiscus. Ooh, nice. So we have strength coming in as at the number 8, which is not the Rider-Waite intent. So we may see more changes here if this is like a Thoth-based deck. I swear she said something about the Rider-Waite in the beginning, though. But, you know, it could be a mixture of several. Again, lots of different flowers here. So I wish she had let us know the meanings, why she symbolically put that in there, especially with the strength card. Because again, now she has a strong look about her, but this doesn't necessarily say strength to me. It is in the RWS. Oh, be quiet, Stephen. You're right, it is. I've been dealing with a different deck all day. And I need to pull my Rider-Waite back out. Yeah, I'm not going to read every one of these. That's silly. But I do kind of keep going. Unless she has allergies. So it's strength to hang out with all the pollen, right? Strength stands confident before people who wish to conquer nature, her own, and the true nature of our world. All right, see, I like that. And it's one of those decks that if I read the book, if I have the time and take the time to read the book, even if I just read it once, I will really like working with this deck. Here is 9, so introspection. That is the Hermit card that goes over very well. No, yeah, that's a very easy transition over to introspection. Bye, Jackie. This is a deck that I may want to read the book. 10, which is chance, and is traditionally the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, I love the ball of light. Again, collage deck. I like collage decks, and then the darkness on the other side. Ooh, that's neat. Kind of almost a black hole effect. The stars are gone. It's like everything is fading into black on the other side. That's neat. I like it. I like it. I hope you know I was kidding, Stephen. Thank you. So much. I don't know how. It's just been one of those days. Justice coming in at 11, and she is blind. Blind Justice. Really pretty. The difference in the flora and fauna means, again, that it's very symbolic, and I really wish she would have told us why she used what she did and what they are, so we don't have to try to find out on our own. 12 traditionally is the Hanged Man, and here it is meditation. Gorgeous colorings. 13 is death. It's okay. I know you well enough now. Oh, good. I know you do. I try to say it. Who was I talking? Oh, I was talking to DG, to Donna Gallnitz on somebody else's page. And I said something, and I not realizing that I was on somebody else's page. I said something like, oh, fuck you, Donna, or something. But it was because Donna and I joke around like that. And the page was like, the other page, or Donna said, fuck you, Jen, or something. And the page was like, oh, I'm sorry, but we respect each other's opinions or something. And I thought, oh, shit. So I had to get back on. I'm like, oh, it's okay. We know each other. I apologize because I know you don't know that we know each other, but that we're just joking around. Love the use of dandelions, right? Hell yeah. In all its different phases too, right? Before it turns into the seed, and then all in the seed ready to pop. Beautiful. Temperance. Remains temperance. I love how she's able to bend the water behind her and around, like effortlessly. Talk about being able to balance. She's able to bend those emotions effortlessly in order to balance emotion into everything she needs. That's nice. I like that a lot. That's really nice. Hi, Donna. Where am I? 15 was traditionally is the devil. Hi, Christiana. Happy birthday, sweetheart. And turns into reclamation. Reclamation. Oh, that's neat. That's a super neat card. Look at the moth over here. Raspberries. The vulture. That's a neat card. I like that one. Where am I? 16, which is traditionally the tower. I can see too where if you are a beginner and you want to learn the traditional names where it might be hard, reclaim your power. Yes, it might be hard. Said that's a hard word to say. We have you on the TV. Thank you. Where it might be hard to use this deck because you have to think about, okay, 16, this is normally the tower. This becomes revolution. Maybe I should take the gloves off to type. So, oh, I like that. That is like the, Les Miserables with the uprising in France, the burning, and that's beautiful. That's a great card. Mm-hmm. Me too. That's a nice one. The Star. This is a visually gorgeous deck. Really beautiful. The Moon. I love her headscarf there. Beautiful. The Sun. I want to dress like these women. Can somebody make me dresses like all these women? They're beautiful. Those nice flowing robe kind of dresses. That's what I want to wear all the time. Awakening, which is normally judgment, or traditionally judgment. She looks very judgy, doesn't she? With her arms crossed. I don't know if she looks like she's having an awakening to me, but maybe. And then finally, the universe, which is traditionally the world. Look, she has a lightsaber. All right, now I'm not going to show all of the minors, but I will show you a few. We had, if Jess is still on, I wanted to explain to her and to everyone, because I'm sure you're not the only one, Jess. Jess was wondering what a pip deck was, because somebody said one of the decks that I was talking about was a pip deck. A pip deck, when we get to the minors, which is where we're at now, the suit cards, a pip deck doesn't have an illustrated picture on it. It just has like a picture of 2 wands. And then the 3 of wands would have a picture of 3 wands. But that's it. It doesn't have like the picture to give you any clues of what the meaning is. Which is how tarot really started out, because people used playing cards as to read, you know, futures and stuff like that. But if you are not into astrology, I don't know. I think I'm doing this wrong. If you're, I mean, astrology, not astrology. If you are not into numerology, I've been talking about astrology from before, then it can be harder unless you learn like that. It's not really for beginners. I don't recommend pip decks for beginners who need a little bit more information. They're not learning the tarot numerically. They're learning it, you know, by sight and memorization and intuition, especially if you're doing an intuitive type reading. It's much easier if you have more of an image to go on than just the pips, which doesn't give you a whole lot to go on. So, all right, I'm not going to show all of these. I will show a few key cards. Here's the 10 of Wands. So that is like you're feeling overwhelmed and burdened. Again, I feel like the flora and fauna in the background has a lot to do with these images, and I'm disappointed that she didn't give us the names of there. Hi, Court. So the Nymph of Wands. So the Nymph of Wands is the page. The nymph is the page. The warrior would be the knight. So the Warrior of Wands is the Knight of Wands. And then there is Queen. And Spirit. Spirit is the king. Ooh, and look, she has no eyes. So she is quite literally a spirit. I'll show a couple more. There's the Two of Cups. Let's do the Eight of Cups is a good one. Walking away from perfectly good cups. They're just not yours. The 10 of Cups. The traditional rainbow is in here. Then my sword suit. Let's see. Here's the Three of Swords. And again, I'm sure that whatever flower this is, it has a lot to do with heartbreak, or hopefully that would help you figure out the, you know, meaning, add layers to the meaning. Here's the Six of Swords, a victory. Where's my 9, which is like my favorite? Here's the Nightmare card, 9 of Swords. Anxiety, worry. The 10 of Swords. Then we have, here's the 2 of Pentacles. So I do like this deck. I think it's a great deck. I like the aesthetic of the deck. I do, again, really wish she would have given us the, at least the names of the flora and fauna, if she, you know, meant that to mean something. That is the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. The top oracle deck that had the most votes was the Celtic Shamans pack. This is by John Matthews, who is a Celtic author. Him and his wife, Krista Matthews, Catherine. Shit. John and what the fuck is his wife's name? Caitlin Matthews. I only have like 8,000 things that they've written because I like them as authors a lot. John Matthews. They are both very tuned into the Celtic world. So this deck is Guided Journeys to the Otherworld. It says on the back here, enter the magical realm of the shaman and develop your latent shamanic skills. So it's specifically for journeying, astral travel. The Celtic Shamans pack offers direct access to the inner cosmos of the Celts, enabling you to make contact with the powerful archetypes to be found there. This pack constitutes your shaman's pouch, representing your very own collection of items imbued with magical or mystical significance, offering a bridge between the world of the everyday and the world of the unseen reality that is a part of every shaman's training. The cards represent key aspects of the Celtic universe, providing you with a set of shamanic journey coordinates. By working with the images on a daily basis for divination and discovery, you will learn to journey on the visionary path and gain a heightened understanding of yourself, as well as insight into your true life direction. So this is specifically made to help you with journeying, with shamanic journeying, with astral travel. So like a lot of his decks, the book comes out like a drawer. It pulls out and then comes back in. The book itself. Oh, good. I'm so glad it's not in two. I hate when these boxes split the deck into two. It drives me crazy. So the book is quite an extensive book here. And this is a deck that I will be using extensively with these cards because it's specifically about guided path working and stuff. It talks a little bit about the roots of shamanic journeying and the Celtic tradition within shamanic journeying. I will tell you ahead of time, there's and I think I've changed my mind a lot about this. It used to be, I used to talk about, I would never call myself a shaman because there was a lot of people that would say it was a specific cultural word. But there were shamans in every culture. There was shamans in the Celtic culture. There was shamans in the Nordic culture. There was shamans in the Eastern Indian cultures. There was shamans in the Icelandic cultures. Every culture had their own version of the shaman. The shaman is a word that means to journey, meaning the astral travel and path working, and it is specifically about the journey of your mind, taking your mind through that journey for the purpose of enlightenment. And so I do think that we can somewhat reclaim the name shaman as long as you're clear. I wouldn't say like I'm a shaman of this specific path without having studied under that. But I know there is some controversy as to if people should be able to use that word specifically. And I think the more I investigate that, and I'm open to learning more, I'm not saying that that's the end all be all, but I am saying that the more I investigate that, the more I look into it, the more I believe that every culture had its own version of the journeying person, the person who taught them how to journey. And so I think it's a term that is not necessarily specific to one ancestry. So they do talk a little bit about that here. They then talk about walking between the worlds. This book specifically is a great resource for if you're learning, if you want to learn how to journey, if you are not a person who has ever learned how to journey. This is a good resource to kind of get you on your way with that. And then it starts to talk about the cards, trance work, which is a part of that journeying. The concept of shaman is an archetype that belongs everyone. Yes, in some form. It isn't owned by any one culture. Exactly. And I agree. And I have to say, I have changed my mind about that, though. But because I had talked to a few people who had studied, it used to be you weren't allowed to use that term shaman unless you had studied under one of very few people alive on the earth. And I will tell you that my specific shaman who I studied under for a while feels like you shouldn't be using that term except for very few people, but it's I don't agree. So it talks about how to journey. It talks about what it should be in your shaman's pack. Every shaman should have a pack and that's what these cards are for, is to kind of give you an idea of what is in your pack and what that means. This is a very extensive book. This was, I would think, almost like a study of shamanic journeying in itself and how to do it, and gives you some journeys that you can go to with each of the cards. I really think this is a great deck if you are a person that is interested in journeying. There are different color cards, which mean different things. You'll see this is the backs of the cards, and they are all the same except for the borders. So if you pull a purple card, you can look up in the book and say, oh, the purple cards. The purple cards are... I'm not going to remember. Hold on, let me find it. Sorry. Are specifically something. Of course, I'm going to pick the one that it's going to be hard to find because that's where I am. I'm tired tonight. Sorry, guys. All right. The universe is not letting me find it easily, of course. So, you could have shamanic aspects to your path without calling yourself a shaman. That's true. That's true. Okay, the pack consists, here we go. The pack consists of 40 cards divided into 6 subjects designated by different colored backs. These are the yellow are the movers. The red is the empowerers. The green are the worlds. The blue are the elements. The brown are the totem beasts. And the purple are the shapers. Okay, so it's very specific to that. So, the first card is in white. This is the all knowledge kind of card. This is the tree of vision and tradition. Then you go to the yellow backs. This is the vision singer, the walker between the worlds. The images on here are great. I really like the images. The wild man are beautiful and very much correspond with traditional shamanic images. The ferryman and the Celtic tradition. It's a word that sometimes I cringe when I hear people using because it's hard to tell if they are for real or just throwing the word around. Yes, and I understand that, Emma, for sure. I would not use that lightly, for sure. I do believe, like I said, that it has something to do with the journey. It's a very specific word that means journeying. So if it's not something that you are, I've heard a lot of people say I'm a shaman and they don't even astro travel, or they don't use traveling as a part of, or journeying or shamanic journeying as a part of their practice. That would bother me because the word specifically is about journeying. And you'll notice if you see some of these images and they look familiar to you, this is the Lady of the Ways. A lot of these images, John Matthews was one of the creators, one of the 3, I think, creators of, shit. I know right where it is. Of the tarot deck with Matthew Green. What the hell is the tarot deck called? That's supposed to come out again this year. It has been a tiring day. Yes, there you go. Perfect. The Bridge of the Waters. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. So a lot of these cards come directly from that deck, which now I'm going to have to go get. Hold on. It's right here. It was supposed to come out last year, and I think that when the pandemic hit, they kind of had to put it on hold or something. Oh shit. Did I move it? I thought it was right there. No. Yes, Greenwood. Greenwood Tarot. That's what I'm thinking. But they had to put it on hold for a while. So this is the Greenwood Tarot. And this is a deck that has been around for a very long time and has been out of print for a very long time. But you'll see these images, a lot of these images are in these cards. Like you can see similar artistry. And some of them I think are even in these cards. So the Keeper of the Wheel, the Seeress, and the book here is going to be super important to how you use these cards. The Keeper of the Letters. For instance, let's read what it says about the Keeper of the Letters. So if you were to pull this card, it says, so first of all, it says Agma, which is the Celtic term for what we're talking about here. A bearded male head rises like the sun over the land into which are carved letters in Om script. That's See the letters there? That's the Om. It's spelled O-G-H-A, O-G. Oh, some people use O-G-H-A-M. Some people it's O-G-A-M. That is the sticks that the Celtics used for divination that many people do now. Like Benny does those ohms. The transmission of all tradition, first by word of mouth and then by the written word, keeps alive the ways and beliefs and practices of any people. When searching for the deep and hidden meanings of things, what better companion could one ask for than the keeper of letters? Oma opens for us the path to spirit letters and the voice of sacred woods. The lore, so then it has a whole section about the lore. The Druids forbade the use of writing to record knowledge, since oral memory might thereby be diminished. However, this did not mean that they forbade writing for other purposes, inscriptions, messages, and prophetic utterances. Om was created to the invention of Ogma or Omios. It is a system of inscribed letters, examples of which are found carved on standing stones throughout the Celtic world. It is also known to have had a deeply mystical relationship to trees, and we find many lists of ohms in which the 25 letters are identified with a particular species. So in other words, one ohm is supposed to be on a rue stick, and one is supposed to be on birch, and so it's specifically made like that. Because of this, it is considered the voice of the trees, an encoded spirit language for sacred and magical use only. The Om tract in the book of Ballymote tells us that Oma, a man well skilled in speech and poetry, invented the Om. The cause of its invention as proof of his integrity and ingenuity, and that his speech should belong to the learned apart. The father of Om is Ogma. The mother of Om is the hand or knife of Ogma. So then it goes on to that. Then it talks about the journey. Travel to the center of a ring of carved stones. Along every edge and angle are carved strings of Om. From between the stone a figure comes whose face and hair are radiant with light. Ogma, for he it is, hands you a billet of wood on which are carved words in Ogam. Their meaning is for you alone, and even though you may not yet know the meanings of the letters, the content of the message will become known to you. So that's the journey that they want you to take. When you pull this card, it gives you, this is the journey you should take, because this is the information that you need. Does that make sense? I know it's a little bit, it's kind of, it's an intense deck. It is something that you could also use it for a regular oracle deck. But it is an intense deck. Yes, exactly. Cheska Potter, exactly. So it's funny, and it says on here, illustrated by Cheska Potter. I know there was some argument with, not with John Matthews, but when they decided they wanted to do the Greenwood Tarot, there was a whole bunch of like back and forths with Cheska Potter, because Cheska Potter didn't want to have anything to do with it, but she had sold her rights or had given up her rights or signed off on it or something. There was all kinds of controversy about that, and I guess they did work it out, I think, from what I understood. The In-World. Are you a Leo? I am not. Spirit of Nature Oracle. Yes, is a good deck. Yes, it is. And I have that one too. That's the Spirit of Nature Oracle. Is the deck I was showing when the FBI came to my house. The Colors of the Wind. Of course, Mama, being a air person, loves that card. The Green and Burning Tree. So each of these is a symbol that should bring you a specific knowledge. And again, that's why they talk about having it in your shaman's pack, because there is a symbol that is a specific journey that you should take to get some specific knowledge. And so this deck is very specific to, you remember that? Is very specific to those who are interested in shamanic journeying, in learning how to astral travel. I am not a fire sign. I'm an earth sign. In learning how to astral travel, in taking on more of that shamanic energy. Hi, Bob. And I love, love, love this deck. I have not used this deck a whole lot. I find I will pull this deck out when I feel like it's usually in the spring for some reason, although winter would be a great time because I feel like I have more time for journeying when you're home, you know. But for some reason in the spring, I tend to pull this kind of a deck out. And just pull a card and do that one journey. And then I kind of sit with that journey for a while. And because I know there's a lot more for me to learn about that journey. Yes, I am married for 30 years. There's a lot more for me to learn about that journey. And so I kind of sit with that card and that journey for a while, and usually then the deck kind of gets put away for a while. And it's funny, I have to take this because it's such a wealth of information. I have to take it in short bursts. If you're a person that is big into journeying, like I would say, I bet you Benny would love this deck and be able to use it more than I do, because I feel like I'm still, even though I journey on my own a lot, I would not call myself a shaman yet by any means, because I feel like I have a lot more to learn about journeying. So it's, you know, it's one of those decks that I really enjoy, but hopefully if you get this deck, it is a deck that you're interested in journeying and shamanic journeying and astral travel, in learning more about that spiritual aspect. Okay, so that's this deck. I did want to try to show some of the books that I've gotten recently. How are we all doing? I know it's been an hour. But I got a couple of new books. Actually, I've gotten a lot of new books, but I pulled out a couple. My mother gave me a couple books, which I was like, oh my goodness. Something I have said. You're welcome. Of course. So the first one is, Remedies for Mind, Heart, and Soul. Crystals for Healing, the Complete Reference Guide. This is by Karen Fraser. And I liked the way this book was laid out, because most of the time when you have a crystal healing book, they do it by the crystals. So they'll say, look, citrine, and citrine is good for this, this, and this. This, they did it the opposite. So if you are in grief, you are in grief. So you can open to G for grief and read where it says, grief is an inevitable part of the human experience. It is part of the duality in which we exist. Without grief, we wouldn't be able to recognize or appreciate joy. But that knowledge doesn't make grief any easier. When you experience a tragic or sad event, it is necessary to allow yourself to grieve. It is equally important that you don't get caught up in the grief and that you can't emerge from the other side to enjoy life once again. So then it talks about, gives you a meditation to do, and then it gives you 2 different stones here to help you if you're in grief. The first one is obsidian, which is funny. I would say Apache tears, which is Apache tears is obsidian that you can see through, that is opaque. When you hold it up to the light, you can see through it. So obsidian, I would say that is my first go-to, but it has to be an Apache tear for me. And it says, grief is a very powerful emotion. One stone that can absorb some of your grief is black obsidian. During times of extreme grief, carry black obsidian in your pants pocket, taking care to cleanse and recharge it daily. And that's really important for obsidian, because obsidian takes on a lot of your energy. And if you don't cleanse it a lot, it'll suddenly become, it's like a sludge. You start to notice it's not working really well, and you're like, I don't know, this really doesn't do it for me anymore. It's time to cleanse it. And you can cleanse it with smoke, with water, with salt, with burying it, with taking it outside, if you're an air person, blowing on it. And you can recharge it with selenite. You can recharge it with the moon's energy, the new moon or the full moon. And then it also recommends smoky quartz, and it tells you why. So I liked this book because it does things, like if you're feeling something, you can look up that feeling, and it gives you examples of, what stones are good for that feeling, which is really good, because a lot of times you're like, I don't know, you got to look through all the crystals. Then it also goes through some basic crystals and what towards the end of the book, and what those crystals are good for and why you should have those crystals. So I liked it. It's kind of a simple one. I find, because I'm a crystal healer, that I get a lot of crystal healing books. I have a whole section of crystal books on purpose, because I want to know what everyone's opinion on crystals is. Because mine isn't, the way I interact with crystals isn't going to be the same way you interact with crystals. And I've talked about that before. This one is Essential Oils. All Natural Remedies, Essential Oils. This is another one that my mother got me. And it gives you a lot of information about different essential oils, what they are good for, how you can use them, like in internally, externally. That's really good. You've not had a cigarette in almost 2 days. Yay, Bob! Congratulations. Do you need my stop smoking oil? Did I give you my stop smoking oil? I made a stop smoking oil. If you need it, let me know. Come get it. But this is a good one for the essential oils. I liked that one. This one was my favorite, one of my favorite gifts that my mother got me, which is the Book of Fairy Poetry. This is selected and illustrated by Michael Haig. And I love Fae books, and the fact that this is Fae poetry. Yes, come get some. I got some all made up. Love Fae images. And then the fact that there is poetry down here for all the Faes is awesome. I love this book. It's really a great book. Hi, Elf. Well, welcome. Welcome. Yeah, this is a super cute book. It's got great, the images are great. And I love that there is the poetry here too. When are you going to continue the rune course? That's a very good question. Probably, my guess is sometime this winter. Probably another month or so. I just finished the tarot series like that. So I should hopefully, once I get the a couple things underway, I should hopefully be able to start the rune series again. So I get maybe another month. Okay, so yay, that was the top two. I'm going to take that tarot deck and hi, Michelle. I'm going to take that tarot deck and that oracle deck off of the list. If you guys look up in the announcements in the Facebook group, Both of those polls are going to be in the announcements. So take a look at what's left and vote for the next tarot and oracle deck you want me to unbox, that you want to take a look at. I've been sitting on a set of essential oils and a large bottle of jojoba oil as a carrier for months, but have been nervous to start mixing. Yay! Do start mixing, because, you know, it took me a long time, a couple years probably at least, of trying to mix things together, and kind of, it's kind of trial and error to start out with. I mean, I would definitely have a couple books, so that you don't like hurt yourself, but you just requested, I will go and let you in. But what the hell am I saying? I would have a couple of books, but a trial and error is the best way to learn. It might not be the cheapest way to learn, because sometimes you create things and you're like, oh, this really doesn't work. But it's good to remember. I would keep some kind of journal for your essential oils. And that specifically is a good idea to keep your successes and your failures. So you can say, this worked really well. It smelled great. It made me feel better. Or, wow, this really didn't work. The smell was overwhelming. I didn't feel like it was a good smell, and it didn't really do it for me. And that's okay. Either way is okay. It just is a good idea to keep it, because then you forget what you've added and what worked and what didn't work. So try to keep some kind of journal. All right. I love you guys. Happy New Year. Tomorrow is the first Tarot Tuesday of the year. And again, we will not be doing a specific tarot card because they are done. I keep trying to remember. I'll try when I'm done here, I'll go try to put them, the rest of the tarot cards in their respective groupings, so that on the channel anyway, you can see it. Tomorrow's is about your life path card and your tarot of the year card, how to calculate that and what they all mean. And then we'll do a couple kind of New Year's spreads, and yay, go from there. The first Tarot Tuesday of the year. You are welcome. Click the like button for me, guys, on your way out. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me, and for being so good to me. And I will see you all tomorrow. Yay! Love you.